Welcome back to the MasterClass, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Orchard, how are you, my friend? It's good to be back.
It is so good to be back. I am ecstatic to be on camera again with you, Brian. How you been?
Good. Life's good. I mean, just keep on trucking and keep on making hobby parts, fishing gear, and archery
Awesome.
gear, as Dubro likes to do.
In
Uh,
good old Wakanda, Illinois.
Yes, sir. Fresh back from the National Hobby Retailers Association show. It was really good to see all the hobby shops and talk some Dubro with them and see all the other cool products that everybody else is making.
Awesome.
Some potentials that may come out in the near future. So it's good, and it was good to see so many new hobby shop owners, as many of us know that,
That's great.
hobby shops kind of took a hit there during the COVID season, but it
Sure did.
seems like
Yeah.
we're making a resurgence. So that's good. Maybe there's a hobby shop coming near you.
Uh, I would love it if another hobby shop came near me. If anybody wants to sign up for anywhere in Maryland, I will gladly take it. No, that's great. That's wonderful to hear. I've been just enjoying flying season. Been going to a lot of fly-ins, local, some more local than others. I'm actually headed to a fly-in next week. I'm going back to Fredericksburg, Virginia, for their Fall Warbirds and Classics event. But the overall theme that I get from all of these events is that building is still alive and well. And it's wonderful to see the creativity and the wonderful flying works of art that people bring out to share. Some last longer than others.
Yeah.
Seen plenty of crashes as well as just butter landings. Some really phenomenal pilots out there doing some really great stuff.
I want to bring something up in regards to that, but we're a little rusty here. Guys, gals, tuning in tonight, drop in the comments
We
where
are.
you're
Oh, yep.
watching from. And we always collect those comments and share them throughout the stream. We love seeing where everybody's watching from. But this year you did something special at all the fly-in events that you went to, and we had many pilots that may have had a rough landing, and they visited Joshua and the Dubro Boo Boo Box.
Indeed.
And you got a lot of pilots back flying, and a lot of those folks had emailed. So thanks for getting all those people back up in the air. If you're ever at an event and you have some troubles, go see Joshua. He's got the Boo Boo Box.
I mean, I can't make every event. Otherwise, I'd never be able to get anything done in my day job.
Sure.
But nevertheless, if I'm there, by all means, come by, say hello. Let me know if you've got a beef with a product or with Brian. But certainly stop by if you need some help getting back into the air. Carry glues, parts, you name it. I usually bring several tools with me if I need to drill something or solder something. You name it. Just some basic things to help with some pretty typical problems that we have in the hobby. But otherwise, yeah, it's big military desk that I purchased off of Facebook Marketplace, and I just loaded up with a whole bunch of Dubro parts and put it in my trailer, and I'm off to the races.
Love it. Well, we are back for the third season. This year, we're focusing on ARFs. If you guys are new to the MasterClass, you could go back and rewatch the old ones. All the old seasons are on the Dubro website. Right at the top of the website is MasterClass tab. You can click on that, get to it there. YouTube, Facebook. Season 1, we built a balsa kit. Season 2, we took a airplane that had an inch of dust on it that sat on a shelf in the Dubro warehouse for quite a bit and brought it back to life. So, that was in support of, the buying season, so to speak. You could always find some good planes at all the swap meets and, learn how to bring them back to life. And then this year, Joshua decided on ARFs.
It was a group decision. Don't pin this on me.
In all fairness, it was, but it seemed like a good fit. There's so many ARFs out there, and as you pointed out, and as I hear all the time by talking to customers, is, hey, I want to put an upgraded set of tires on this, or I want to, upgrade the linkage, or, I need to change out to ball links. What do you got? What will work with my plane? So that QR code up in the corner will take you straight to the Dubro website if you want to check that out later. But it was something that we both agreed on that would be a great fit for, as you've done, and you're currently working on a Cub J3 kit right now, right? And that you've done quite a few things to make it more scale-like, and I know you've been trying to match yellows and things of that nature.
Oh my gosh, yellow! The bane of my existence right now is the color yellow. Sure. Do you want me to talk about that a little bit, or do you want me to?
Yeah. You could talk about that, and then we'll segue straight into this year's plane that we're going to work on.
Sure. So I picked up this kit from a friend of mine, and I say kit. It's an ARF. It's an old Hangar 9 ARF. It's a quarter scale Cub. And it's honestly very well done. The lines are very accurate. The build itself isn't very scale accurate, as in the bones, but like the overall profile is very accurate. I'll just pull up a wing right here, and I'll give you a big fat, for instance. So when you buy these ARFs, usually what happens is they're covered with this film covering that is very, very glossy. It looks like plastic. Well, if you've ever actually walked up to one of these older civilian planes that are covered with fabric, you know that they don't look glossy or plastic. There is a shine to them, but you can see the actual like fabric pattern in them. And so that's what I'm trying to capture in this model. So I actually stripped the entire model down to its bones and threw away all that covering, recovered it in a product called Oratex. It's a film covering that you iron on, but it does have that fabric-like texture to it. It comes in a myriad of colors, but the problem is that apparently from one batch to another, the yellows don't like to match. Now I'm told that this can blend in the sun after some sun bleaching, but apparently this is a problem with all yellow coverings. This isn't just an Oratex issue. It's for Econocoat, Monocoat, all the old coats that are no longer made. Like lot-to-lot consistency of yellow is a problem. But as you can see, I've got something kind of special on, then I'll try to bring this closer to the camera, and you can see that there's some texture on these ribs, and I've been doing rib stitching. So I've started with a little strip of the covering, and then at specific individuals I have a 1/8 inch piece of thread that I CA glue to that, and then I have another strip that I iron on over top of that, and that creates a very scale pinked strip to cover up the rib stitching. So I'm doing that to the whole model, both wings, top and bottom, as well as the tail planes, just because they are something that stands out and it gives it that layer of texture. I talk about this a lot on my YouTube channel, And that's sort of where we wanted to go with the season this year, is to try to talk about some of these things to add layers of layers of texture to your model. And there's a number of ways that you can do that, but ultimately it's not really any good unless you have a good foundation. And that's why we're sort of mixing all of the ARF as well as Dubro products, as well as things from Horizon and Deluxe Materials. Sort of all of these vendors, they specialize in really great products, sort of to mix everything together to get you in the air with a solid model that's going to serve you very, very well for a number of years.
That QR code in the top left corner, if you would like to see Joshua's YouTube channel and how he went through the process, imagine that yellow. It was very disheartening because so the short story is I bought a roll I got a roll in a trade from a friend, and that I was told that roll was many years old. I purchased another roll, and those two rolls, the yellow matched, and so I purchased a third roll, not thinking, these might not match, and it just totally does not match, not the same yellow. So that's the short story. But Brian, you're doing some stuff this season too, are you not? I will be working on a Cub as well.
You will.
As we make many parts for Cubs. Cubs are a popular flying plane for most folks, so we'll be picking up one of those Cub ARFs as well, and using a lot of the Dubro Cub parts on it, wheels and such. So it'll be a good little upgrade.
Yeah, and Cubs are just such good flying airplanes that it'll be a great addition to your hangar. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited too.
You should.
After I fly them, they usually don't look like the same as when they left the ground. Just
All right. Well, should we start talking about what I will be building this season?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right, so we're going to do a guessing game for this. So I hope everybody's paying attention and starting to look at their screens, maybe wiping a little bit of dinner off of their face. So I am going to hold up different parts. I have boxes from Dubro and Deluxe Materials full of all sorts of things. And based off of some of these supplies, I'm going to ask you to guess which model I will be building. Now, there's a lot of models in this world, so I'm going to narrow the field for you. It is a model that you can purchase from Gator RC. Okay?
There we go.
So there are one of our collaborators this time, and we chose this model because, number one, it's different, which is sort of my style, but also there's a lot of really great opportunities for a lot of layering of details, okay? So we're talking 3D prints, we're talking about textures with like rivets and things like that. So be mindful of that as you make your guesses and you see some of these context clues. So the first thing I'll pull out here is a heavy-duty pull system. It's one of our great products that is remarkable. We've had a number of people ask some questions over the summer about this, haven't we, Brian?
Yes, sir.
And in addition to that, we've got foam rubber, because we're going to need foam rubber on this model. Brian, do you know what foam rubber is used for?
I always see it on the fuselage to protect the innards.
Mm-hmm. You protect the innards from what?
Battery bouncing around, right?
Yeah, battery bouncing around, receiver bouncing around, because they can be pretty delicate electronics, right? And even like the antennas that stick out, they can get chafed, especially where the opening is to the receiver case. That can get chafed up as well. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got some Servo arms, super strength servo arms. So yeah, kind of beefy. Okay, so now you're thinking size. Okay, you know, vibrations don't happen too often with electric models. You generally don't. You just sort of double side tape or Velcro and you call it a day. Let's see, what are the goodies? Oh, let's go over to the deluxe materials box. Okay, here's a big one.
RC Barn says, well, it's not electric.
It's not electric. Okay. Yeah. Here's a dead giveaway. Okay. Here's a dead giveaway. This is Deluxe Materials Power Model 2 TS. This is their lubricant for two-stroke engines, two-stroke oil. I personally use this in my Sato radial, my 5-cylinder Sato radial, as well as other Sato engines. In fact, it's the mix that I use now with all of my gas engines. So excited about this. This is great stuff. Let's see. We're going to have a canopy. So there's a hint. It has a canopy. Oh, here's another really good one. Where is it? Ah, Rocket UV. Okay, so it is an adhesive that sets in just a few seconds, and it comes with a little LED that emits ultraviolet radiation, so ultraviolet light. It's really cool because it's kind of a thick substance. It's not very thin, and I've already used it on an item for the Cub. Oh, it's buried in the box. Anyway, it is a great material for like joining two different types of plastic, but it's it bonds glass, hard plastic, GRP, wood, metal, carbon fiber, leather. So it's really great for all sorts of applications. And you can couple that with this material. This is thin. So this is Plastic Magic, which is, it comes in a glass container, okay? That's the kind of material that it is, but it doesn't have a very strong odor. But you paint it, it comes with this applicator that's like a nail polish brush. And what's great about that is, say you have a 3D print that has all of those striations, like ABS, you can brush this on and it takes all of those away. In addition, it's so thin that it will penetrate those 3D print layers and actually help bond them and make them stronger. It's a great product. It's a great product. I've been playing with it in my shop since I got all of this stuff. That's why it's all out. What else? Let's see. What else? Oh, here's a good one. Looks like glass. So one of the problems that I've had with the last big model that I built was that some of these models that come out now, the canopies, they come pre-painted. Now that's great, but most of the time the paint is not applied with any sort of primer, and it's just applied like straight to the smooth plastic, and so there's no mechanical or chemical bonding. And we've talked about that in the past on the MasterClass. And so I've got a number of different products like Looks Like Glass to try to see what we can do about that to treat the canopy and try to protect it straight out of the box and try to make canopy happen and not have little paint flakes flying all over the shop. Any guesses yet? Come on, people.
Whoever guesses right is going to get a Dubro hardware kit.
See, there's incentive for you people. Come on. We have Tygon tubing. Okay, so we know now. Electric. Definitely not electric, but we also know that it's not what, Brian?
Nitro.
It is not nitro. We are going full gasoline on this sucker. Does that get your heart racing?
It's heating up.
All right. We have
first guess. Super Chipmunk.
Super. Oh, that's a good guess, but no.
Another
Pretty
super
plain.
chipmunk.
We have crimps. We have little crimps. Does that give it away?
Nope.
No. What about?
AG wagon.
Nope. An ag wagon? No. That's for like crop dusting and stuff. I have a fuel filter. Yes, you already know that it's fuel powered. A lot of people don't know that Dubro actually has the fillet fueling system, which is great. So a lot of people use something called fuel dots, and that's fine and all, but usually the fuel dot, like there's a whole bunch of screws and other things involved, and the fillet system is really, really great solution, especially because it comes with a number of different plugs that have hose barbs for different size tubing. So it's a great all-in-one kit, and it comes with a nice piece of tubing for setting up your fuel tank as well for a filled one. Let's see. Jungmeister? No. Laser 200? No. You guys got to think a little more obscure, okay? Think about what you know about me, if you know me. If you're new to the MasterClass, that's okay. Keep guessing.
A6M5.
Ooh, PT19. Okay, so you're on the right track. However, I literally just finished building a PT19. So on my YouTube channel, there's a whole playlist of a PT19. So quick, fun history lesson. Fairchild Aviation, based in my home state of Maryland. It's actually a 40-minute drive up the road, and they just celebrated their 100th anniversary, and they had this big celebratory thing. In addition to that celebration, they were able to get an A10 at the museum for display. So big shout out to the museum up there in Hagerstown, Maryland, and Fairchild Aviation. So I picked up a PT19 as an old Hangar 9 model that I stripped down and recovered and repainted and did some awesome details. So yeah, lots of work went into that to try to help represent Fairchild Aviation and their 100th anniversary. It was really cool. Let's see, what other, Greeby? Not familiar with that
GB.
one. Oh, GB. I got you. No, not a GB. I love GBs. That was one of my recent project pickups. Yes. But no. Spacewalker? No. I have built a Spacewalker before. That's this one. That used to be a Spacewalker. That tail reminds me that when I turn on my radio, I need to make sure that I have the correct model selected. Yeah, that's why I have all these tails. They remind me of all the bonehead mistakes that I've made over the years.
Yeah, it happens. F4U Goodyear.
No, good, beautiful airplane. I've built a Corsair before, but no. Pete and Pole, also no. Very approachable airplane, but again on the right vein. You're thinking good. Been guessed already. Another Corsair guess. Bird Dog. That's a good guess too. That's a good guess.
Thunderbolt.
So I have built a Thunderbolt already. I try not to build the same model twice. I have a couple of models that I've built more than once. But yes, I have a very pretty P-47 that I plan to fly later this week. Astro Hog. Fun airplane. Not something I would normally pick. But, okay. Okay, so I feel like I should give another big hint, Brian. What do you think?
I could do a flash of the screen if you'd like.
Sure, do that. Okay.
Is that enough or more?
That's enough. It's not a Spitfire. It's not a Hurricane. First person to guess it. It's a side profile. Anybody? Oh, come on. Do we need to do it again? There it is. No, a stagger wing Beechcraft would be amazing. They're beautiful airplanes, but no. Brian, you flashed it on the screen twice for the people. There's a third time. PT-22, Dynamic RC got it first. Very good. PT-22. Okay. So a Ryan aircraft we are building. Brian, what do you think about the Ryan PT-22?
It's slick little old military plane. I like it.
What don't you like about it?
Whatever you don't like. I know my answers will be wrong.
Well, there's really no wrong answer. Okay, so in my opinion, when it comes to model airplanes, it's all in the eye of the beholder, right? If you love your airplane and it's just simply assembled straight out of the box, and you love to fly it just the way that you do, I'm happy for you. Me personally, I'm generally feeling like I need to add something, like I want to contribute something, like there's a canvas, like I didn't grow the cotton, I didn't weave the fabric, I didn't stretch it out, I didn't create the frame, I didn't put it all, like you start with a canvas and now I get to take my paints and apply it, right? So I didn't grow the balsa, I didn't design the airframe, I didn't put the sticks together, but I can take what is there and add to it. So I think the PT-22 has a lot of things that we can add to it to help bring it to life a little bit more than the canvas that we see in front of us. Certainly there are some improvements that we can make on the wheels. The Dubro wheels will certainly liven that up and make things a bit more scale. There's also some things on these wires that you see that we are going to do. There are a lot of them. So I will cover on how to do this. I have covered it fairly recently on my own YouTube channel when I recently built a Boeing P-26 pea shooter, also from Seagull Models. So it's not unapproachable. I think it's just worth repeating and sharing with you guys on how to do some of these maybe more advanced techniques. We're not simply going to be stretching elastic cord across this airplane. We are going to be doing some real hardware that is going to just absolutely take this model to another level. We've got some additional things that we can do, like that strut that goes from the wing to the fuselage. We can take a closer look at that. For those who are not aware, K&S Metals has a lot of really great products that include airfoiled aluminum tubing. And so we can take a look and see if we can incorporate that scale detail rather than having something that's just simply an oval straight out of the box. It's subtle. All right, it's subtle, but sometimes subtle is worth the difference when you look at a model at certain angles. And that's what I often tell people when they come to me and they're, oh, it's such a beautiful model. Come back in 3 hours when the sun angle is different, because you will see different details. All right. Other great things about this model that I love, all of the control surfaces are pocketed. They're very, very scale. You don't have like the standard triangle bevel that is so frequent in traditional sports scale models. So we've got beveled flaps, we've got beveled ailerons, as well as the rudder and elevators. So very, very scale model in that regard. We're going gas. Yeah. We're going gas on this airplane. So there are several things that a lot of people start to question when they get into fuel airplanes. I know a lot of ARFs that come out of the box, like the foamies and such, they're very easy to just plug in a battery, bind your receiver, and take it to the flying field. It's not quite as straightforward with gas models. And so we're going to go over how to set up your fuel tank. We covered this a little bit in season 1. That was with a nitro plane. Gas planes are a little bit different, and so we'll cover like how your vent loop needs to be routed. What is a vent loop? And then there's other things about gas application that you should probably be aware of as well, like fuel proofing specific things. We, again, covered a little bit of this, scratched the surface with the nitro plane in season 1. But going a little bit deeper, we can just elevate our game a little bit more. Am I still coming in okay, Brian? Have I lost you?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I was just pulling everything up and running everything in the background.
No, you're good. I just want to make sure that I haven't looked over any of your questions or any questions that any of our guests have posted yet.
Nothing as of yet. Dynamic RC, shoot us an email, orders@dubro.com, and let us know which one of those hardware kits you would like to receive.
They are sweet. They are
Yes,
super sweet.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. What else can we talk about?
Did you mention the landing gear looks uniquely impressive?
Yes. The landing gear are unique, and that's part of the approach that I'd like to take with the model with respect to some of the wires. So the fore and aft motions and carrying of loads of this landing gear will be just fine. They look quite stout. But the real issue in my experience in particularly models of this era is side loads. The side loads tend to be more of a problem where the landing gear will fail or the mounting points will fail. Thankfully, we're not dealing with any wheel pants because anybody who has ever flown with wheel pants knows, okay? Wheel pants are they're always a problem, especially in longer grass. So we'll be able to approach the landing gear quite easily. There's not a whole lot to deviate from. They've done quite a good job of recreating the landing gear geometry. If we want to, we can go through and polish these parts if we want to make the airplane a bit more showy. These were trainer aircraft, never meant to be showy in the least. This is an evolution from the PT-19 and some of the demands that the military had for a trainer aircraft. Anyway, it's a good landing gear design as far as I can tell, and should lend itself to just some gussying, if you'll allow that term.
Dennis, good to have you back, my friend. He was having some internet troubles, it sounds like.
Oof. I have some of those issues when I go out of town for work.
The good news is if you miss anything or you got to leave, you could always come back and rewatch. All the videos stay on YouTube, Facebook, and get uploaded to the Dubro website as well.
Yep. All right.
Did you talk about the power plant?
Not yet. Well, okay. I have indirectly.
Yes, you did.
So we are going to go with a 35cc gas engine, single cylinder. This is the RCGF 35, and we are going to swing a 20-inch prop. We're going to be using a Falcon prop, mostly because Falcon took a lot of the work out of this for us. Falcon makes really great scale props for this era, so it's really a matter of just bolting it on the engine, and it looks amazing. I have one on my PT19, works great. Has been a good performer. Usually I'm very partial to Zor props. I've flown Zor for many, many years. Also Master Airscrew. I have many, many airplanes with Master Airscrew props, and we have featured Master Airscrew in the past on the MasterClass. Nothing wrong with them, but for this particular scale model, Falcon had a prop that was period correct, and so it just made sense to buy your way out of that problem.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, those props are like somewhere around $20-$30 for this size. So easy money spent, in my opinion.
Like
it. So some people may be wondering, how am I going to approach this with the exposed engine, the 5-cylinder radial that is on this model. Sorry, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 5. It's 5. Okay, I thought it was 5. So I am going to be taking a look at these cylinders that pop out in the manual. The way that they are mounted is by glue. There's no like central hub on the inside. So it's quite easy to take a look at these and see how detailed they are and see how much detail we can possibly add through 3D printing. That's going to be my first chore once I get the model in my hands and take a look at this and start seeing what files I have on hand, as well as if I need to do something custom and start working in CAD, I can do that too. I have a number of pilot profiles. That's another thing on the to-do list for the 3D print world. Usually pilots that come in these kits today are not up to what I would call acceptable levels of detail. So I will likely be 3D printing some busts to go on this model, as well as some other really fun details. You can see in this picture that Brian's got up right now, the red spot on the forepart of the fuselage, that is the fuel filler cap. And so we can easily try to incorporate our fillet fuel system directly into that to maintain that scale position, as well as make it a useful and functional feature of the model. That way you're not, making something ugly just because it's functional. I'm all in favor of trying to make something functional and pretty on our models. Yeah, so there's a number of different things to approach. We've got this uniquely shaped spinner, so we'll have to make sure that we get into some additional how to trim spinners. Some people are a little bit wary of that. I've done a YouTube or a Dubro 101. It's on YouTube for the Dubro channel on how to do this. But sometimes when you get out of Dubro land, there are different challenges to trimming the spinners. So since Dubro doesn't have an equivalent size and shape of spinner, we need to be very careful and meticulous about how we trim the spinner for the propeller in our application. Let's see, servos. We've got a number of servos that we'll have to create some extensions for, particularly in the wings and the fuselage, not so much. But I hope to cover a little bit on how to create your own servo extensions this year on the MasterClass. Again, we're trying to up our level in terms of the knowledge as well as detail categories. You guys have been around the block and you want to see some new stuff, and I'm all here for it. In my opinion, servo extensions are one of those low-hanging fruit for a lot of modelers. A lot of people just like to throw money at the problem, and my position is that it's so much cheaper to make your own. It just requires a little bit of time and knowledge, and you can buy all the stuff pretty inexpensively, and then just do it on your own for years to come. So for an example, a couple of years ago, I was at an event, and for $50, I bought, I think, 50 yards of servo wire, if you can see that. And I'm still working on it because, I mean, to me, it was worth the $50. But, you know, you can go to Amazon and easily pick up a set of crimps, as well as a kit with all the things that you need to make your own servo extensions. It's not hard. Sometimes you just need a little tutorial. So that's the name of the game. So we've got servos coming from Gator as well, and we will be making use of the FreeSky radio system. I'm going to outline some of the things because some people may not be familiar with FreeSky. They're more familiar with the Spectrum radios, which we've featured in the past as part of the giveaway for Season 1. And there's nothing wrong with Spectrum, but we're trying to be all-encompassing of the hobby. We're not trying to exclude anyone. I personally fly with a FreeSky radio, and we can talk about some of the features of the tandem system as we get into that. There's some pretty cool hardware things and tricks that you can do with some of these scale models that are worth considering. Specifically, I'll talk about the NFC switch. So traditional, over the years of modeling, I have seen so many really nice models fail because the physical on-off switch for the radio, it just fails. The physical switch fails due to vibration, age, whatever. It fails, and then you completely lose power and the airplane literally just falls out of the sky. With the NFC switch, it's a separate, think of it as like a satellite receiver. So it plugs into your receiver and it is able to be programmed to essentially receive a signal from the radio to turn the model on or off digitally. It draws a very, very, very small amount of current, so you never want to leave your battery plugged into your model. Most people don't on their large models anymore anyway, because the larger power requirements for servos these days, the beefier batteries are usually in the form of a LiPo or a life battery. And so you want to take those batteries out for safety, fire safety reasons, as well as like charging and care reasons. So making sure that you take care of the battery is part of the explanation as well. But getting back to this NFC switch, if you have a digital on-off, you can literally stand there in front of the model holding your transmitter, which should be turned on first anyway, and then hit a couple of buttons and turn the model on remotely. There's no physical switch to fail. And so that removes one more failure point for the model. In addition to that, the tandem system operates on 2.4 as well as 900 megahertz. So there's redundancy in that regard, and it will automatically switch between whichever one is getting the best signal. This specific receiver that we will be using has dual power inputs, and it will pull from whichever battery is the strongest, and so it will balance whichever battery it needs to pull from. So you've got redundancy in the power department. The receiver itself is able to distribute upwards of 30 amps across the power bus. So you can use the high current servos and you can plug them directly in. You don't need to worry about pulling too much power, okay? There's a lot more that I can go into down the rabbit hole there. We will be making use of the flight stabilization system just because it's a feature, not that this model necessarily needs it, but we can talk about it. Let's see. What am I leaving out, Brian? I feel like I'm rambling, but there's so much to talk about. It's a new project.
I think you pretty much covered it. Servos, power plant, prop, plane. electronics, battery.
Uh,
Well, I know last
yeah.
season we had a lot of interest in both the 3D printing and the painting. Gerald is asking about gas tank.
Oh, yeah. So since I don't have the model in hand yet, I don't know what Dubro fuel tank we want to incorporate. My opinion of the tanks that are supplied is that they're adequate, but we can do better. So, in my opinion, it's worth it to go through, do your homework, find a good, reputable fuel tank to put in your model. There's a reason why we have a 0 failure rate on our tanks from Dubro. They're really good.
Brian Andreas, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, asked, will the project include recovering or painting?
It's an excellent question. Likely no, but we'll see. Painting, probably. I will need to paint pilots, so I'm happy to cover some of that as well. Again, if there's need. It was a huge hit last time I painted a pilot for the MasterClass, so I can do it again. There's a lot when it comes to painting the airplane itself. It's really about masking, and so masking supplies. So for example, right now on my bench, I've got literally 3 different masking tapes. It's just the projects that I'm working on call for different types of masking tapes. So it's a world that we can investigate and talk about, and certainly ask the question. I'm not here to necessarily focus on getting the airplane built. Okay? If you guys have a question, I am here to answer that question at the best that I possibly can before I focus on building this airplane. We're doing this because we love helping other people in the hobby, and it's a good time laughing at each other. And we've made mistakes along the way, haven't we, Brian?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, few.
Come on, tell them about the wax paper.
I knew that's where you were going. Yes. Yes.
Sorry, Brian's getting over a cold. That's why I'm doing a lot of the talking tonight.
It's all right. Everybody can laugh.
Poor Brian did not put down the wax paper as instructed before trying to build his model, and found out very quickly that the airplanes like to be glued to plans when you do that.
As I've stated in the past, I am here to make the mistakes for you, so you guys don't have to make them. Right. And so that's why, like, relief.
Yeah. So, but that's also not to be completely transparent. In the background, before live streams and such, like I said, I'm playing around with stuff that's new to me and finding out new ways to discover and look at this. We've been in conversation with John over at Deluxe Materials to learn about his stuff and see how people are using their products to address 3D printing, to address plastic modeling, because a lot of the other hobbies that revolve around each other don't really talk to each other. And that's part of the disconnect, right? That hopefully this masterclass can try to close full circle on. So for example, like the 3D printing thing, we've got a lot of feedback from the plastic scale modeling community with some of these other products. And so I'm sitting here rolling my brains around, well, let's try to do this, let's try to do that, and try something new and take different approaches. And so I'm trying to figure out all of that in the backside so that we can show it on camera and you guys can get the most efficient learning possible. Hope that helps. PJ, bless you. Bless you.
I have a bad internet connection.
Of course you do.
To be fair, I did make some progress on it.
Yeah.
It's all ready to go, and it's ready for servos and a motor to go in it and to be covered. So I got the sticks all glued together.
I will tell you all, Brian is a workaholic. You guys have no idea how hard Brian works behind the scenes. Not only does he do social media and go to trade shows and do this live stream thing, he's literally on the manufacturing floor doing injection molded plastics and packaging and customer service, support, and all other things. He really is doing it all. And so while we jab and rib him, we are blessed by your presence, Brian.
It's okay. It's okay. It'll get there. Yeah,
one day.
I'm gonna get the 20 questions tomorrow when I come into the office. So how's that model going? I know the boss man's sitting on the couch right now, just laughing it up. It's all right.
Probably.
It's all right.
Hi, Brian. Yeah, I still technically have the Texan. I'm looking at the Texan from last season. I still haven't gotten it back to Dubro, so there is that too. Just schedules just didn't work out this summer. That's all right. Anyway, it's been an interesting time over the summer. I've learned a lot, not just about modeling. I've learned about some prioritization, and I think that's probably what I want to end off on. So this project for me, certainly I'm all here for supporting Dubro and the MasterClass, but I have priorities in my life too, and we all take things one project at a time, and I want to make sure that you guys know that you should be focusing on the models that you are passionate about. Focus on the things that you really love in this hobby. We are simply here to help you as best that we can. And I don't want anyone to come away from this masterclass thinking that they can't ask me a question or ask Brian a question or send us a message after the masterclass, all right? Reach out. We want to help you. I have had nothing but an absolute ball going to these events with my Dubro Boo Boo box, sitting around having dinner with people, talking shop, and helping people, and people helping me. We all learn together by doing this stuff, but do it for the subjects, the models that you love. And I think the history behind this Ryan PT22 is something that's also very special. Brian, did you know that Ryan built one of the most infamous airplanes of all time?
I did not. What would that be?
The Ryan NYP.
Okay.
Do you know what the Ryan NYP is also known as?
Give me 2 seconds.
No. This is a pop quiz for everybody else in the comments section. We got to do a giveaway.
Okay. All right. What are we giving away?
Anything you want.
Let's do a ball wrench set.
Okay, that's great. Very useful. I love ball wrench sets. Metric or
I know what it is now.
Or Imperial. Okay. Ryan NYP. What is this infamous plane also known as? Put it in the comments section. Yeah, it goes.
Brian got it for
there it
Spirit
is.
Of
There
St.
you
Louis.
go. Good job, Brian. The Spirit of St. Louis. Dennis, you are correct. First airplane to do the transatlantic flight. Charles Lindbergh. Absolutely. I've seen it in person at the Smithsonian. It's great.
Brian, send us an email, orders@dubro.com, and include your shipping address, and we'll get that shipped out to you tomorrow. But don't do it right this second. Do it after we end here.
Yeah.
We're almost done.
Yeah, so the Ryan Aircraft Corporation has a deeply rooted history in getting work done. And I think that the Ryan PT-22 is another machine that very much exemplifies that ethos. And I'm really happy to be participating in this build. Really excited to share it, and I think it'll be a lot of fun for a lot of people to see something that's, not a Mustang, not a Corsair, not a P-47 or a P-38 or a B-17. It's a very different airplane. You wouldn't think, oh, I'm going to go into the store and I just want to buy this PT-22. I think that some of these obscure airplanes are just overlooked because we don't know about them. The reason that we know about the Mustang, the reason we know about the Corsair is because we see them. We know about them. There are so many airplanes out there. So just as a case in point, and I will shut up after this, my Piper Cub that I talked about, started off tonight sharing about. Very few people know that the Piper Cub came in a variant called the J3P, which had a 3-cylinder radial engine on the front of a Cub. The engine is called the Lenape Papoose.
Say that three times real fast.
Lenape Papoose, Lenape Papoose, Lenape Papoose.
Oh boy.
It's a weird one, okay? But it's a very cantankerous engine, as told to me by the full-scale pilot of it. But it's unique, and it's very much a part of the big reason why I'm building this model. I do have a 3-cylinder Sato radial engine that's going into it, but nevertheless, it's part of that appreciation of like, oh my gosh, there's this thing. It's so weird. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's learn about it and be excited about something different in history. And so getting the context behind some of these airplanes is very much part of the journey, not just putting the sticks together and putting the engine and flipping the prop and hoping your fingers stay attached.
No, I know just from conversations you and I had, there's some really interesting, intricate things you're planning on doing to the plane this season that I think, and we've learned this over the past 2 years, is that just because we do it on this build, so many guys have taken that knowledge and used it on other builds that they're doing down the road. So get ready. Tons of information coming your way. Before I forget, and I opened up the calendar, so I made sure I said the right day. The next live stream will be October 20th. Same time, same channels. 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock out on the West Coast. And like we said as well, if you came in late, you could always go back and rewatch these days later, weeks, months, whatever, or you remember something that Joshua talked about and you're in the middle of a build and you want to figure out how he did whatever, you could always go back and watch that stuff. So it stays there forever. It's on the internet. The internet.
It's on the, yep.
So no, it's always interesting to see what kind of spin you put on it and how it all goes. But the 20th is when the building shall commence.
Indeed.
So anything you want to add, Joshua, before we wrap it up?
Hold on to your butts. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be fun.
I love it. We got sound effects this year, so we're in it. Love it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Congrats to the winners. We give away some stuff all throughout these live streams every other week. It's usually the first and third Monday of the month. So like I said, the 20th. And we look forward to seeing you guys then. Joshua, my friend, it's good to be back.
Indeed, sir.
The professor is back at the helm. Get your notepad
Unaccredited.
out.
Unaccredited.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you guys next time. As always,
have a good night.
No. Keep making your flying works of art.
Oh, that's my YouTube channel tagline. You can't use that here too, can we?
All right. I don't know. We can do whatever. Sorry. All right.
Keep working on your flying works of art.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
See you later.